Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show Wednesday live. I am the big guy Ryback. Thank you for joining me as I open up an ice cold Zevia caffeine-free cola. Big guy's a little parched here. Just got back from the gym. Big Stairmaster session, which my Stairmaster will be in either end of this week or next week, early next week. And I'm also getting an indoor sauna, infrared sauna, but I did the sauna at the gym, and I am completely, I've had to rehydrate, and I got to go hop in the shower right after this. Made my post-workout performance meal, 92 grams of protein with some garbanzo beans and hummus and black beans and pinto beans. And there's a new plant-based queso that I use that tastes just like real queso and very low fat and low carbs, and then some nutritional yeast. And what else did I throw in there? Some seasoning. So, and some Beyond Gardein beef crumbles as well on that. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me here on the Ryback Show. We are streaming live on Station Head as well. I'll talk about that in a second. I was told that whatever the airs were, hopefully that they are not there for whatever reason on this time. And I don't know if it's because I'm streaming simultaneously through StreamYard, through Ryback TV on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and then also on StreamYard, Station Head. I don't know, but they said there shouldn't be any issues and that you should be able to take guests, call in guests. So I'm going to swing back over there in a second here where you guys hopefully bring on some callers and answer your questions live. Everyone on TikTok, the Ryback, the big guy Ryback 22. We have 1.3 thousand people on TikTok watching live right now. Greatly appreciated everybody that comes in from over there. One of the rare few platforms that is distributing the content okay, at least in comparison to some of the others. Still banned, shadow banned on Instagram. I'm not allowed to live stream. They've not reviewed the two posts that they said they were wrong for whatever community guidelines they did not violate. But that's probably January 11th will be 30 days. My account, I've been completely dead over on Instagram. It is what it is with all of that. This podcast, this show is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my premium supplement line sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. No artificial sweeteners or colors, guys. You don't need any of those harmful ingredients in your supplements, in your drinks, your Bang Energies, your Monster Energies, your Red Bulls, all that garbage, all that crap. Quit drinking it, quit consuming it. It's no good for you. We are vegan friendly, gluten free for men and women. We started with 3 supplements. We got 13 now, multiple flavors on different products, guys. Feedmemore.com. You can save 20% as well with discount code RYBACKSHOW20, RYBACKSHOW20 on feedmemore.com, and stock up on your favorite supplements and accessories we got over there. Good to see everybody. As always, super chats are answered here on Ryback TV, guaranteed to be answered. And I try not to ever miss them. But if I do, we can always scroll up and get to them. But super chats are always answered. Coffee money for the big guy. My Starbucks, $3.20 per coffee every day. So I thank you for all of that. And again, Station Head over here. I'm going to swing over real quick, a little quick check over on Station Head. We are live over here. Let's see if we have anybody on that we could. Give me 1 second. We may have to report a bug if it will not let me manage guest. This is where you'll manage who you want to have as a guest. Oh, it is working this time, it appears. So when we got some people that do come out on Station Head, it will be in the description in the comments. Follow me on Station Head at Ryback, guys. It's actually an app where people broadcast like radio and could play music. I'm obviously not playing music because I'm streaming and talking, answering questions, health, fitness, supplementation, nutrition, mindset, life, and pro wrestling. And your questions are what I am here for. So we'll see if we do get anybody that eventually. We got 2 people in here right now, and we will swing back and see if we get some more. We're going to go ahead and have to undo the Twitch. I apologize. Seems like we have some difficulty when we stream on Twitch. We have people that want to try to ruin the chat. I apologize for that. We have detached from Twitch, and we may have to stop streaming over there altogether with because they do not allow me to block the spam like they do through YouTube over here on that. So I apologize. Yeah, Brandon, I apologize. You weren't able to get a notification. It's something the YouTube numbers are down really bad in the notifications, and uh, and I have a feeling and I don't know, it's in when we talk about like the what's going on in the world, if you're not it's really unfortunate what we're seeing with social media and like Twitter, right? With the Twitter and the guy, was it Dr. Malone? The guy that invented the mRNA vaccines, they banned him on Twitter. And I've already known what's been going on because I've lived this since 2016. But this a lot of people are now seeing with these people that are in the public eye, it's happening to them on a much harsher level of they're just which shows you the corruption, right? And it's again everything I've ever said. I don't make this stuff up. I'm living it. I know what's going on based off what the information I have and stuff. So but it's really really crazy, and I think they're just like openly now, just like nope, this is you can't. We're not allowing you to even have a voice, and that's a very very dangerous thing with the direction everything's going, and over stuff that's I believe people that are making threats as far as like hey I'm going to and I can't because we're streaming on TikTok and say but you know what I mean if you make severe threats to someone online and there should be repercussions with that sort of behavior right with that but for like people voicing their opinion and intelligent human beings that would know better than anybody right it makes you kind of just go like this is how deep does this go when everything's married all the big money is married and now but like I said I think with the lawsuits and everything going on with these companies I do believe that just because the social media companies that are on top right now in 5 years doesn't mean those are the companies that are on top at the time and I do believe new platforms are going to be created but I do think it's going to be difficult to get traction with how powerful these companies have gotten, right? But I think it's more and more people are going to become frustrated um, with what's happening, and I've seen it. Where it's like it's not even like worth now posting on my Instagram and stuff a story or if something share this or that because it's that that's what they don't want people promoting and so they go hey we'll just shadow ban you and nobody will see any of your stuff and maybe you'll never talk about that again and like, what am I going to do am I going to keep talking about it no one's going to see it anyways it's a very difficult thing and they're putting people in really difficult positions. Yeah, and I don't talk about controversial stuff. But essentially the social media accounts is it's entertainment, positivity, nutrition, supplementation, and just in laughter in general on all my platforms. It's just me, and I try to pass on information and laugh. That's kind of the recipe that I've used and had a lot of success with that, and just being myself. But if you share a story occasionally or something that has to do with the deal with the jabberoonies, then it's and we promote health and fitness and supplementation and I'm already locked down from the WWE stuff illegally with all of that and then that you add that on top of it like nobody it gets zero traction almost. But yeah, Getter. I'm on Getter. I saw Joe Rogan talk about it. I joined that actually from his podcast when I'd first initially last week heard about it with the Dr. Malone and joined Getter. But it's connected to Twitter, which makes me like it imports all your Twitter followers over there. So they're connected to Twitter in a way. And I don't know the direct correlation between it or whatnot. Or I don't know how it works on that, but I am on there and posting on there now. And I'm gonna keep posting on there more and more. And because it's um I think anytime a new platform, I'm just gonna get on it if it looks like it's gonna have any promise. And I think the fact that Rogan promoted that really is going to help raise awareness for a new platform like that, and people migrate over there. The deal is too with these, so we're in a difficult position because it's like you don't know if a platform like one they may change their policies, right? Like for me, you build up a following on there. It's like, hey, do you just like stop? You don't want to delete your account, right? Because what if something changes and it does get better in a few years and which I don't think it is for those platforms, but just say, and then you lose all that following despite the following not seeing this stuff, but that's a whole other issue with the suppression. But I think just every time there's a new platform, we got to join it, and eventually, the best thing would be if like you coordinate, everyone just quits Twitter, right? Hey, we're all just going to stop using this. We're all just going to stop using IG, and we're gonna. But like, then okay, what are we going to do? But it's impossible to coordinate something on a mass level. It would take very powerful people to coordinate that. And even then, there's nothing is ever going to be 100%. There's always going to be the people that stay up. I'm not affected by this. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. And it's fine. So it's a very difficult thing. But there is a lot of good and we're all connected in a good way on a lot of this. But now the control has just gotten, it's like, what can you say? What you can't you say? There's not a clear line on any of this. And it's just, it's ridiculous. I do the assault runner, and I do incline sprints, which I think I'm going to do incline sprints tomorrow, maybe for my conditioning. I haven't done them in a few weeks. I've been doing the assault runner. I mix it up. I've been doing a lot of stairmaster though, because the stairmaster, like, there's a reason why. And like, I learned this Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat, and a lot of those guys that used to wrestle the long matches back in the day. The stairmaster was one of their secret weapons to keep it in shape and in being able to go those long distances night in and night out, because it builds up the stamina in your legs for like you need in wrestling, along with blowing you up if you do it hard enough, which is I do a combination of time and for speed and for high intensity interval training. And that correlates. It's like with burpees, it's the same thing, because burpees, you're getting total body conditioning and you're fatiguing your legs, because that's the one thing people don't understand in pro wrestling on the mats. You have to have your wind, which, like, you have to be able to, you're going to be able to explode and go, and then you got to be able to recover. And that comes with having conditioning. The one thing that most fans, I would say, damn near almost every fan, would not, unless you've actually been in there, you don't understand what type of leg endurance you need to be a successful pro wrestler. Because one, you're walking on the pro wrestling ring, which has a little bit of give in there with how the rings are set up, but it also has a big thick thing of padding, and some not as thick. But in WWE, I mean, the padding is pretty decent on there. And so when you step on that and you got the canvas on top of it, and WWE uses like multiple canvases for TV, which makes it even feel different. So it's like if you ever ran or walked in sand, how your legs get fatigued. Your legs get fatigued faster in a wrestling ring than they would on a hard, flat, like solid surface, right? So you have to be able to have conditioning with your wind and be able to recover, but you have to have the conditioning in your legs. Otherwise, what happens is your legs get really, really heavy really quick and die, and where you can't do anything. And you become immobilized, and then people freak out over it, and then they get even more blown up and more tired. And like, I've seen people absolutely just crumble on tryouts, on everything, because you got nerves factored in. And so that's why I've always been obsessed with conditioning, because if you don't get tired, or you can control it, where you are always in control out there, and it becomes very easy. It becomes very, very easy, in my opinion. And it's the most, that's why I've focused on that so much while I've been away until to minimize that transition time, because it's conditioning is a big factor for most people, if not almost everybody. And I have to work very, very hard. And I'm a large guy and I have big legs that suck up a lot of oxygen. So I've always had a very, very intense conditioning program. And and I learned that over the years on how to improve that. And it really, really, when I WWE was where I really, really fine tuned that, and where I go, this is the key to success. And I just took a look at it. I go, this is going to be the key to success for me to, and it was. And once I unlocked that, the sky was the limit. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you. 1.4 thousand people over on TikTok. Thank you guys. Diamonds are always appreciated. We did a new feeding time yesterday. That was on Ryback TV with the new Chipotle plant-based chorizo. Absolutely delicious. We do have AEW Dynamite on tonight. That was what was my best memory in WWE? Again, believe it or not, and I've said this time and time again, when I walked out. It was the most liberating, best feeling based off of everything that had happened there and behind the scenes. And it was like I truly was escaping out of Shawshank on my own terms. And I saw somebody, my nose is still healing from when I burned it about a month ago now, when I had this skin tag removal cream, and I had a little dot on my nose. Like, oh, I'm gonna put it on that because it's removed a couple skin tags on my neck beautifully. But I got a call and left it on a little too long, and it burned, and I believe the cartilage, which it is actually healing. It's just healing very slow, and it's crazy in different lighting. Sometimes it looks like it's not. You can't. It's not as noticeable. But then if you get the right angle, you can see the divot where it caves in slightly. It was a lot deeper, like the last few weeks, and I feel like every week I can see it filling in. So, and I'm putting different ointments on it and scar cream stuff, and because it's driving me, like, I hate it. I had the little dot, and now I have a big dot on my nose with a little mini little it just dents in, and I go, Jesus. But I'm lucky I got it off when I didn't leave it on any longer. I really crushed though. You really crushed those Chipotle burritos on feeding time. I just saw. Yeah, I was going to talk about this actually. Thank you for bringing this up. KFC is coming out with a Beyond Chicken option in the next week. Looking forward to seeing you check that out. Yeah, so KFC is coming out with their vegan plant-based chicken. It's chicken nugget. Is it chicken nuggets they're doing, or their chicken? I think it's chicken nuggets, if I'm not mistaken, or if I, it's their plant-based chicken. But I will be doing that. Will probably, and I believe that is on January 10th. That is being released nationwide at all the KFCs. And you see, the problem with that is though too. I'm curious, like what they're going to have for like dipping sauces. That's the problem that like for the vegans is you can get that, but like a lot of their other sauces, you got to be careful if you're a full vegan. If you, what are you going to use it with? That's where I'm hoping these do good, and I know they're going to do good for these places because they taste amazing, and it's going to get a lot of people to be like, hey, we can eat this stuff instead of the other stuff. But it will help a lot of people introduce them uh, to junk vegan food in a way, which could then help them hopefully lead them to better vegan food. So I will never have a problem with these places doing it. It's just like it is necessary to improving what we're doing to animals for our own health overall and for the planet. So it is, and hopefully, a lot of these chains will have majority vegan options is in the coming years, and like dipping sauces and having the vegan cheeses and things like that, because right now it's more vegetarian friendly, but they're also they cook the stuff in the same thing, so there are people that won't have it because of that. I don't freak out over that as much because at least you're not eating the animal products, you know what I mean? And but it's still it's I always say it's never the healthiest thing, which is why I do it once a week for the Ryback TV. And for me, it's better because that falls more in line with me and what I'm doing in promoting mindset and health wise, but also introducing good tasting vegan food to people that maybe normally wouldn't even look at it. Like, hey, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to try that. Hey, that vegan food isn't so bad. Maybe we could do like, hey, honey, maybe can you like make, some vegan food, like some vegan enchiladas? And then that's how it starts. And then people start incorporating more plant-based foods and they're like, well, what else is there? And then are there any healthier options? And like it's a good snowball effect on that. Danila, I'm sorry, bud. We're gonna have to shell shock you out of Rybackville. We do not tolerate spam in the chat. This is a chat for the people, and we can't allow you to disrupt Rybackville. Um, Good question. It said KFC said their Beyond Chicken is not marketed towards vegan vegetarian since they probably use the same fryer as real chicken. So what's the point? No, I would say it is. I think though it's marketed towards their customer base on getting people to try different things because it's everything I've talked about. They know the direction of what's going on. I think in the food industry with factory farming, that at some point the government is going to pull out subsidizing factory farming and it's going to move into stem cell lab grown meat. And I think what they're looking at is their menus are going to be. I don't think the chicken and the beef and the fish is going to go away, but it's going to come from the stem cell lab grown. That's where the government money is going to go in this at some point. And you can mark this down and save it. And then, but the plant based meats, the Impossible, the Beyond Burgers, the Gardein, all these big major corporations that are providing these plant-based meats, those are going to be the other options on the menu. So it's going to be a balance of those. So they're gearing up, and this is the beginning of that. That's what we're seeing, and they're starting to bring these items on, and the items are going to do good. They're going to do fantastic because they taste amazing, and people are going to be. People are going to feel like the regular people that go there. And they're not always going to get it, but when they do order, they're going to feel like they're doing something better for themselves and for the planet, regardless of eating junk food is junk food. Regardless, it is better. It's the better of the two evils on that. And again, balance, right? But it's at least it's cutting down on the factory farming issue, which is really, really contributing to the problems we're having with our planet and the changes we do need to make. So it is but that vegan people, I'm vegan going on 16 months and I'll go get it because I think there's different levels of vegans and vegetarians where if they're not eating the direct animal product, they're like, well, it's not ideal, but for a food video, I'll go do it. I'm not going to lose sleep over it on that, right? And hopefully in time they do have a balance where they do have a dedicated fry or portion of the kitchen to the plant-based meats and then the other portion to it, and that will come in time. This is all very, very early, as far as how this is happening, and this is stuff that if this is 10 years ago, I would sound like a complete psycho to people talking about this. It'd be like, this guy's out of his damn mind. But it's times they are changing in a good way for stuff. We've got a super chat. Robert Nudsvig, thank you, bud. What's up, Ryback? Been a fan of your channel and you for a long time. Thank you very much. You can challenge for any title. Which one do you go for? Feed me more. I don't know. There's some things going on right now, and I can't talk about. But I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that. And it was, and I got to wait and see. I'll know more towards the end of the week, probably on a few things. But I'm not really, and I've talked about this before. Championships of any sport or profession are only props, and they all have a different history and things, but they're props at the end of the day. All I care about is being my best and being able to go out there. And I think though in any profession, you want to be able to be in that role of being champion. And I think there's people multiple times throughout my career where they felt that I should have been playing that role. And unfortunately, it's showing up to the building and they're like, nope, that's not the role you're playing tonight. And that's the difference. And it so I don't view it as such a necessity of my life that I need that to feel fulfilled and complete because I'm a physical actor. Now, would it be nice to play that role? Sure, it'd be cool. But even playing that role, and you got to remind you, I've played the role of a champion before. It holds no bearing over me as a person in my life. Now, to some people, they may look at you like, "Oh my God, that guy's a 12-time champion, or he's a 3-time champion, or he's a 5-time champion," right? But it's acting. It's just simply playing roles. It's not the same as in an MMA contest in an actual real physical thing where you have control of the outcome, right? It's physical acting. And that I've always understood that. But a lot of people in the industry and a lot of oftentimes the talent and the fans, they hold it in a different light. And I look at it, I go, you have no control over that and whatnot. But I'm at such a place, and my goal, I'm telling you, my big goals in life, I don't like, I need to be the champion of this organization for me to achieve all these things in my life. Not once have I ever thought that. Now, storyline wise and going back, if there's something and it could make sense and it's cool and great, right? But like, I'm not, and it doesn't affect my work level and how hard I work because it's physical acting at the end of the day. And they all have meaning and significance and throughout the history of, and I'm talking about titles of all sports, not just wrestling with that. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm just gonna. I think I'll know more what's going on in the coming weeks, and but even then, I'm very careful now of anything I'm ever going to say because there's people looking for anything on, and there's a lot of bad people out there also that and I say a lot, and it's a small portion in the grand scheme of things, but where you try not to give them anything anymore with the way things are. Let's see what other. Yeah, that's a good question. Look at what they're doing with the dairy. They can make dairy ice cream without cows. It's not healthy though. It's a lot, but again, yeah, when you're consuming, there's a lot of dairy-free ice cream now. Ben and Jerry's, I think, just released their 20th flavor, which was banana. I just think I saw on one of the plant Instagram accounts. But if you look at that and you eat an entire pint of Ben and Jerry's, whether it's the vegan version or the dairy version, you're still consuming a bunch of processed food, sugar, right? That is not good for you overall. But on the opposite end of that, well, it's actually better though if you're just comparing it to the opposition of a Ben and Jerry's dairy ice cream versus Ben and Jerry's plant-based ice cream, right? Which they use different cashew milk, coconut milk, almond milk. They use different things to make, and I'm telling you, it will blow you away. You'll be like, "How's this possible?" They've always had been able to do this. It just the other way turned into a business, and they chose to just torture animals for profit when we didn't need to. But you get the massive inflammation from the dairy, and a lot of people are allergic to it. A lot of people have real severe stomach issues to it. So you're not going to get that with the plant-based option. So if you compare apples to apples on that, as far as you know what I mean, the plant-based version is better. But always, you're always better eating fruits and vegetables and nuts and the things a real strict plant-based diet, and you can live a little bit, have a little fun, but you never want to go to the extreme as far as how much processed food you're eating. Cowboy, thank you, buddy, for the super chat. Had a good workout tonight. What did you work on? I'm happy to hear that. I did 10 rounds on the Stairmaster, 30 seconds on the max level 25 for 30-second sprints with no hands, with then a minute rest of level 8 with my arms, hands on the sides to kind of let my legs rest while still moving. And it's just light when I'm not like holding myself, because then my upper body would be completely fried trying to hold up 287 pounds the whole time. But and then I went and did 20 minutes in the sauna after that. And I was already sweating a bunch from the Stairmaster. The sauna will kick your ass if you do high intensity interval training. And then I went right into the sauna. Oh, it was rough. My record in the sauna, I believe, is 50 something minutes now. And I keep the hours, the mark I'm trying to get. And it is tough. And but I could do it. I know I could do it. I get mad because I got to take my phone, can only stand there so long. The phone helps me get through it quicker. And listening to music and being able to, but you can't leave your phone in those saunas too long. So you got to go put it out there with it. The Stairmaster that I do is the Life Fitness Power Mill. And that's the one I just bought for my gym as well here, which will be in hopefully here by the end of the week, early next week. Huff Azu to Huff 1000 Huff. Thank you. Yo, bro, what was your favorite execution technique? Fantastic question. I don't know if you meant exercise technique. I don't have a favorite execution technique, unless we're talking about what's it called? Unless they do count the shell shock down a pit of spikes out of Rybackville. That might be my favorite form of execution. Do I cleanse my body? I do a 24-hour fast once a week, and also the sauna 2 to 3 times a week. I bought that Life Fitness Power Mill Integrity Series. It was $6,000. So it is quite the though, if you get it, and I got it, you can get those though and finance them also. I just paid for it. I don't want to think about it. So it's over and done with. So I paid for it. I go, okay, it's good. I own it now. I don't have to worry about payments or anything like that. I was curious about your respect for the new wrestlers. What's your opinion? I'm not around any. I don't know any of the people. I don't know, and I don't. I've always gotten along with pretty much everyone I've met my entire life. And then the people that tend to have a bad attitude or have issues, I give them back what they give me. And that's how many people do you know that you hear that don't like me? Maybe there's one or two, and those are because those people are, you know what I mean? And I give it right back to them. And then so I saw too there were a bunch of releases today, and it's sad, like William Regal, Scott Armstrong, both great guys, and things are changing, and there's a lot going on I can't talk about that I'm kind of in the loop on, um, and what things going on with my stuff, with my Ryback stuff, and it's I've said it before. I do believe they are gearing up for a sale here, and it's happening. I don't care what it's happening, and I know that based on some things going on. Feed me. Thank you for the super chat. Brock's WWE champion, but I'm sad Big E had to get pinned. What's your thoughts on that? Also, hope Roman gets better with his health. Yeah, Roman's going to be completely fine. I don't even. He has a cold. Are you happy Brock won? So first of all, I'm never happy or sad over any outcome in pro wrestling. Never have been, never will be. It's pro wrestling. It's whatever they want to happen. I will say I enjoy this version of Brock Lesnar tremendously, and I think it's allowing him uh, to play a much more diverse role on TV. Which, by the way, this is my whole thing. It's all physical acting. People, you look at the original, Ryback when I was more very like not talking as much, and people, it's playing a character, and people be like they think that if you because you play a character great that you can't do anything else. And that's why I started doing all my stuff. I was like, man, screw what people think and their limited ability to process like life in general. But to think there's a lot of people that didn't think like Brock could play any other thing, and I'm happy because if you know, you know, and the guy, and he's very talented, and I think he's doing a fantastic job. That said, do I think that that Big E should have get pinned? That's what they wanted. That's all. And then they're moving on to him and Lashley, and maybe they don't have plans for Big E to have another title run. I don't know. And they didn't want to do. Typically, you usually would get a rematch out of, which I still think they might do with him. Like typically, right? They would, and this is typical Vince booking, and this is probably what's going to happen. Just so you know, Big E gets pinned. It's moving on to him and Lashley, right, for the Royal Rumble, I think that's a fantastic. I'm very happy for Bobby with that, even though it's going to be for Brock most likely. It's a great matchup with that a lot of people have wanted to see for a long time, myself included. I think it's going to be, especially with the way Brock seems really really happy, and he'll work with Lashley really well, and they'll beat the hell out of each other, and it'll be great with that. So I'm really, really excited for that. But what they'll probably do is it wouldn't shock me, even though it's Brock and Brock doesn't wrestle. So this could or couldn't happen because it's Brock, and I didn't think about this before I said it. It's Vince typically would like Big E would get his rematch the week before. Brock would get put in a position where he'd have to face Big E with Big E's rematch, and Brock would beat him, and that would show Brock could beat the big, strong guy, powerhouse guy, also, right? Going in to the match with Lashley. But I don't see with Brock and his appearances and whatnot, that's probably not going to happen. So I don't know what the deal with Big E is going to be with that, and I'm not there. But that's it. Again, it's whatever Vince wants to do, and what he's working towards and building towards, and did Big E have to get pinned? No, but maybe Vince is really Brock's always been a main guy, right? As far as his booking, and the priority is going to be make Brock put over a couple guys, right? In the last year, and helped out WWE, with McIntyre and some other guys. Who else it was? I can't remember. There was one other one, I believe, but he and with Roman as well. But this was a way Brock's big babyface run, babyface Brock, which Vince loves stuff like this when he has monsters that can smile and have fun. If you know, you know, and it's just back there, and he goes on kicks with it where he likes monsters that can be happy also and generate revenue from merchandise with kids and things like that. So he's going to go all in on Brock with that, and he wanted Brock to probably have no questions asked. He beat the champion, and that's that, and that's all that it is with that. And again, you can say, "Oh, I wish Big E had a 6-month run or a year run," and maybe he does at another point. End of the day, at least he had a run as playing the role of a champion, and I think that it's a cool thing for Big E at the end of the day. So you just got to look at things for what they are and understand that this is physical acting and the roles, and that's why I always say I get on you guys. Stop judging wrestlers based on the roles they play. It's so silly. It's not like a guy that's on a 5-fight losing streak, and even then, you guys have no business to judge anybody. These people, but like at least in that, it's the talent's losing because they're losing. It's physical acting in pro wrestling. Wrestlers know what's happening before they go out there. No wrestler could ever fail unless they can't get through the role that they're playing in the moment out there. It's impossible. Which is I've always understood that since I was a kid, and just it flabbergasts me that so many people don't understand that. Great question, though. I do believe in God. God is energy. God is the universe, and I've always told people I believe it's almost like from all the different readings and things. It's more. I really believe God is the positive energy, and that because negative energy exists, and I believe that's the devil that we think of as that negative energy, and it exists in our minds, and it's the energy that we are a part of that energy field, and we can go either way, and it's our mindset, and that's a lot deeper than what a lot of people like to I think need like they think like they think of God as like this human. It's not. God is energy. You just look at the planet and everything, it's such more complex, and we could drive ourselves crazy trying to understand it with that. I just think work hard, be nice to people, try to be a good person, try to have a positive, hungry mindset more often than not, and try to be loving as much as possible and enjoy life. Trying to what else do we got going on here? What if God was one of us, just a slob like one of us? I don't play the lottery, no. I don't. I couldn't imagine taking time out of my day to. Granted, I say that, and there's people that completely win, life changing money. But the majority of those people like all lose everything, from what I've seen, because they don't know how to balance it. They just go blow it, and they're broke like 6 months later or a year later. I don't know a lot about the arm wrestling stuff. That I don't know. I don't know. I've heard of that guy. He looks like he's a badass, right? Arm wrestling is all technique, and it is a lot of strength involved in that. Um, like I said, there's a lot of those guys, and I don't know anything about the Devon guy, but anything too where there's not drug testing and you just got people that are popping drugs, I just stay away from. I'd have no interest in any of it. And I know a lot of the people that are doing that are popping massive drugs, and it's just like they're going to be dead in a short period of time. It's not worth it. And I don't know that Devon guy might not be. I know there's some guys that aren't that are just freaks in on the arm wrestling world and all that, but I've never really got too caught up in any of that. I will put on a little bit of wrestling in a little bit here once we get done recording. It's on at 5 o'clock here. It's on actually right now as I'm recording, and but yeah, I will watch. I have it on silent right now, and I'll watch probably the last hour and 15 of it. Cowboy, thank you for the super chat. Devin is legit, no roids. That's fantastic. Then if he's because I have seen him, and he's looks like I think he's a really tall guy as well, right? Those guys though are I'm telling you, there's no doubt of how strong they are. That's a whole different strength. You could have some of those guys, and even though a lot of them are super strong in other things, some of them aren't the best weightlifters, but they've got that shoulder and elbow tendon strength that is next level. Cowboy, will you be at the Arnold Classic in April, March? No, I stay away from all of that. I am not, and this is I do not want to be affiliated with promotions that promote massive drug use and drug use in general. And I think it is not; those are not the places I've stayed away. And I've been successful not going to them, right? And I don't want to be around the people that go to them. And this is just me being honest, because so many of the people that go to there is all about drugs and living an unhealthy lifestyle, and I just don't care to be around them. And that's just me being honest. Like, and I've said that from day one. I don't. I will never change my tune on that. Now there are more other ones down the road. I'm a big believer, though. I'd rather spend my money on marketing than what their fees are to go to those things, and you don't make back. Now, you might make some of it back, but the amount of work and effort that you could say, "Oh, I could just put this into this online that's getting me this return." To me, a lot of times it's people that just want to be seen. I could give two shits if I'm seen. See me online, and that's that. Ugh. Another shell shock out of Rybackville. I am amazed always at the people that want to defend what is going on in the world right now. It's like they've got their little trolls out there that just like, let's go join these chats and promote the stuff. Get out of here, loser. Thank you very much, John. I'm feeling amazing. I'm in fantastic shape right now, and where things are on the up and up, in a very, very good place. Yeah, Mike, it's all those things are. It's all a bunch of people that are doing drugs, and I'm telling you, I know this. They're the most mentally insane people, mentally sick people on the planet. And it's not like I remember I went to one Olympia to the expo when I was in right out of high school, my freshman year in college. And I'll never forget, I just remember walking around and I go, I will never go to another one of these for the rest of my life. It was with the most just demented, sick people. And it's just, I just don't, and none of them are doing anything anymore. They all drop dead, the majority of them, or they have to stop and they disappear because they're mentally so weak they can't function in life and society outside of it because like they've got this complex. And I just say like, and it sucks because we pass that down to kids and things online, and then you got people that are in high positions now that are too afraid, that used them for their whole life, that have had heart attacks and had to have heart transplants, and they deny. They're like, oh, I used them for a little period and then I stopped, and it was natural for 20 something years, and it wasn't. They weren't natural up until they had their heart attack. I can see it all the time, and then they promote drug events online with all these other people doing massive drugs, and I'm not saying names, but I see it all the time, and I'm just like, everyone's just doing stupid stuff for money, man, and they can't be honest, and it sounds like, just be honest. Yeah, I'm friends with quite a few people, and I say friends with people I talk to a bit. Cowboy, we do the 20% off for the Ryback. Use discount code RYBACKSHOW20, RYBACKSHOW20, and you get the free lifting straps with your order. If you select that as your free gift, the workout straps. During your WWE days, what was the best place or country that you went, that you were visits? Man, I've been everywhere, and I say everywhere. There's places obviously I haven't been. Um, I remember towards the end, me and Fandango went out, just me and him. We after a night of drinking, some of the guys were drinking at the hotel, and I think it was like our final few days there, our final night there before we had like maybe one more show, or maybe we flew out the next day. But me and Fandango hit the town Malaga, Spain. That was a good time, and we were bar hopping all night, and then we had to take a cab all the way out there. We were pretty drunk. Um, that was a good time. Malaga, Spain. Love to go back there. Trying to think what else. I mean, Australia's was. I would never go back there now with everything going on there, but Australia was great. The times I've gone there. Wollongong, I absolutely love Wollongong. Beautiful. Had a hotel right on the beach there for a couple events for a promotion I went down there for when I first left, and we went over there with WWE as well. Australia was a lot like the United States. I felt like a feeling like you weren't away from home too bad. Um, I, Remember in China, me and I believe that was this China? I believe it. Wait, was it China or Japan? It was China or Japan. I think it was China. Me and Jinder Mahal went out to a club in China, and we ended up. Was it China or Japan? It's driving me crazy. All I remember is nobody spoke English. There was a club of all these beautiful women, but nobody spoke English, and it had to have been China. And we had drinks, and it was a long night. We got lost on the cab ride home, and I can't divulge too much information. We ended up in a very shady area in China, and I just remember thinking like, this is not where we want to be. And I go, we got to get back to the hotel now. And we did shortly thereafter. But it was me and Jinder in China. That was a crazy experience. And there's been a bunch though. There's been a bunch. We've been everywhere. Those two pop in my head though. Brandon, no, I did not, and I will not be. I've not been sick in over 9 years, and I will not be getting anything. And there's no need for it. It would be absolute stupidity on my part to take a health risk for that with the issues that they can cause and are going to cause more people as time goes on. Do what you want to do. I'll do what I want to do. I know my method has been proven to be successful for pretty much my entire life. Cowboy, you got it. Life is about trying. That's why I got it out written down. I got to put it on my upstairs board too as well. I think it's very important to remind ourselves about that. Life is about trying. Hashtag hungry. Super chat is going feeding me. Good to see you, bud. Is going off script in WWE allowed, or is it not? I think I would say overall it's not. There's always times people can improvise, and I've done that quite a bit. And also, um, where you can get if they don't want you to do something and you do it. I mean, then there can be issues with that, despite of if it works or doesn't work. And you got to remember, and it's unfortunate because the name of the game is as long as it's all within the context of doing good business, right? But it is there's times Vince and them they just don't want you. They just want you to read the words. They don't want any issues. They don't want anybody going out and getting over that they don't want to get over. And they want it done textbook exactly as it is and what was explained going out. And obviously, if you don't memorize words verbatim but you stay within the guidelines of what was written and the flow is consistent, which they monitor you on that stuff, no doubt. Whereas, like to make sure that you can trust you with lines and things of that nature, and as long as you're close, you don't have to like memorize word for word. But as long as you are within that and don't stray outside of it too far, there's no issues. But now if you go outside of that and just start adding lines and adding things and going over on time and things like that's an issue. All right, let's go back over to Sarah. People go all the time. It's part of life. I don't know what to tell you. With the flu, people with the cold, they get it. It's part of life, and I think they've changed the way people are looking at sickness overall. Everything is our own fault. It's nobody else's fault but our own. That's life. That's life. Born till you die. Anything that happens is our fault. It's nobody else's fault. And the people that are successful and have a hungry mindset and a healthy mindset all understand that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that want to pass on the blame and other things. Take care of your health. I'm telling you, do whatever you want to do with that, but don't force healthy, strong people. A lot of people that say they're healthy are so unhealthy. So that goes right out the window. I've seen that time and time again. Oh, my friend was healthy. And then you show a picture of your friend and what their life, and they go like, no, that person's not healthy with that. But there are people out there who that's part of life. And you got to get over it. We need to move on. Everything needs to be open. There needs to be no restrictions, no mandates, nothing. I've said this from day one. It never should have been a thing to begin with. No mask at this point. It's all garbage. Let's live life. Move on. Stop watching the news. Stop going and getting tested. Live life. You'll be fine. Guess what? If you're not, you'll be fine. It's life. And that's what we need to do. Because if not, we're moving in a direction we do not want to move. And the smart people understand that. Quit living in fear. Jose. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate the nice comment. Vodka seltzers. Always a good time with the vodka seltzers. Well, Sarah, it seems like you have a lot of friends that have died from it, and I don't know what to tell you. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's people that die all life. People die from the flu. People die from drinking too much water, and that you don't, without giving specifics, no one's going to know what your case is and what your deal is. But you can live in fear all you want. Stay inside your house. Don't do anything. Just stay away from us. That's all. All right, swinging over to Station Head. Do we have any new requests? Let's see. We're going to see if we can add Walter on Station Head. Walter, are you there? Walter, can you hear me? Hello, Walter. I'm doing a test here. You're the first test on Station Head on the call in here. Give me 1 second. I need to confirm over on Ryback TV. Everyone on Ryback TV, can you hear Walter? We'll see here if we got a confirmation. Walter, can you say something? Can you guys hear Walter say hello? Let's see if we got this. People are saying no, they cannot hear. We'll do one question, Walter, and then I'll have to go back and check and see if this is streamed on. Do you have a question? Okay, no, that's all right though. That will work because I can go back and check and see, and if not, I can message Station Head and see what the issue is on why that doesn't connect into YouTube. But thank you very much, buddy. All right, take care. All right. Well, at least we have a test here, and we could see if I sound like. So that's crazy. That's so man. This has just been so many issues with Station Head trying to get this to work. I have to now send another email over to them on why they could hear me, why I could stream on there, and you could hear me on over on that platform while I'm recording over here, but why you can't hear my guest even though everything is on the same sound system. That is a bit frustrating. Walter, if you're here, knock 3 times. The at least we got the test. We're one step further. The last recording, I couldn't even get a guest on. It wasn't letting me. Now it's letting me let a guest on. Now we got to let the guest be heard. Do I have hobbies or things, interests that people wanted to expect? I talk about gardening. I water my fruit trees. I'm getting a vegetable garden. I don't know if that's what people wanted to expect. I don't I just live my life, and people, I don't give too much thought and time. Like, I wonder what people think if I go water my fruit trees today. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just not do what people, and like what people won't think that's something like Ryback wouldn't do. Like, what would Ryback just be doing all day? Just eating, just banging on things, like causing ruckus. Like, I'm always fascinated by like what people think, like what people should be doing. You know, I don't. I'm just a human being that works hard and has many interests. Yeah, today is the day they want us to apologize for our health. I agree. I think it is. I'm not wrong on this. And overweight people and people that don't care about themselves are the most selfish people on the planet. It's not the other way around. They're the ones that are the weak link that are causing problems for everybody else and themselves. And because it takes work and effort not to be that. It's okay if you are that, but it takes work and effort not to be that. It takes laziness to be that. And that is the absolute truth and the fact of the matter on that situation. And the people that are strong and healthy, the people like are doing the thing that you need to do this so that we feel okay with ourselves, even though we did it and it's not working. We need you to also do it and take the health risk because we took the health risk. I'm telling you, it's absolute just absurdity, insanity, as high as it goes. And I just have no time for it. I'll just block people. I don't want to stay away from me. We got a new member. Thank you. Got a new Rybacker here. Devin Davis, welcome aboard, buddy. I don't know what the wrestling industry. I don't know what the. I'm not. I have no idea as far as that goes. No shout outs. Hey Walter, I'll have to find out if I was figured that was you. I got to see. I'll go back and listen and see. And but it appears that it was just me talking to myself over here on the other channels. So, which how that's possible, I don't understand because everything's all synced up and like it typically, if I can hear it, it's. But do we have one question on TikTok? Hello, hello. How was it working with Ricky Steamboat? I remember you saying "strike, old man." Oh yeah, I did. I remember saying that too. That was completely in character. But Ricky, man, I love Ricky Steamboat. That was a lot of fun. That was, but he's at that time and at his age and health and stuff. I mean, I wish they didn't put him out there with us. He was really bad after that. And from what I understood, it was the bumps on the ring because all of us standing in it too. The give wasn't what it would be, and it was very impactful every move that he took on the actual bump. I remember someone saying it was. He's such a great guy. I've learned a lot from Ricky. I love and respect that man a lot.